Well, how's everybody doing on YouTube? I have another interesting video for you. As I told you before my last video, we're not even going to look at no stocks. We're not going to look at no options. We're just going to talk about where the market is today, where it should be going tomorrow, and personally, it's my own opinion. I mean, everything I'm going to be telling you on this video has no bearing on what is reality. It's just what I think. I'm not guaranteeing nothing. I'm not saying anything. This is just like what I think the market's doing and is going to be doing. So I hope you enjoy this video, much as I enjoy bringing it to you. Hope you won't mind the little graphics I give you here. Just that I have a bunch of this stuff laying around, so I just throw it on there to make it look interesting, that's all. Something to look at while you listen to my boring voice. So about the market, I mean, come on, cut me a break. It's 20,000. Have you ever thought you'd see 20,000? Nobody expected 20,000. 20,000 is unheard of, but yet here we are at 20,000. Why are we at 20,000? Interesting story. Let's go into looking at that. Probably one of the biggest reasons why we're at 20,000 right now is because Bush started something that's called quantitative easing. Now, Bush, I believe, he gave like $600 billion to the stock market, and they were supposed to build the stocks up and build up the economy. With all they did, the bankers put in their pocket and trade on the stock market. Then Obama came in there and says, "Oh, we need more." So I think he threw in $400 billion. My numbers could be off here, but that's over $1 trillion just to pump up the market. In the markets, we did see some pretty nice gains, but when that money ran out and people squirreled it away in their pockets and the rich got richer, well, we needed something more. And that's something more that Obama decided, let's call it QE3, third instance. But instead of just giving a lot drum sum, he says, why don't we just make it $96 billion a month? Well, it comes out close to $1 trillion a year. That lasted for 6 years. 6 years. I mean, come on, that's like $5 trillion, plus we threw in over $1 trillion, that's $6 trillion. And it's still going on today. Today, I think we're down to $48 billion a month. That's the last I've heard. Well, I heard they were going to drop it down to 48 billion. So that's what I'm assuming it is. You can look it up. It doesn't really matter. It's the results that matter. The results is that stock market's at 20,000. Unheard of number. I mean, the big boys, they want to crash this market. Come on. I mean, there's a lot of money to steal, but you still got all this money being pumped into it, and you still got a lot of people buying. They got flush with cash. Flush. And they're looking to buy. And that's what they've been doing. But we're at pretty much, I believe, a peak. Like I said, I believe we reached a peak. You can see it in a few stocks I showed you. They're all topped off. They've come down, not much. I mean, you're just talking about maybe 5-10%. But they all look like they've all, fallen flat a little bit. Small caps, they're all picking up. So when the big boys are about ready to dump, they need to put it somewhere, so they go to small caps. It's kind of like insurance that they won't lose a lot of money, and it's still gaining a little bit. It's still like they're saying that we're in the stock market. Are they? Not really. But here's the whole thing. Even though we're seeing some correction, I don't think it's ready to crash. Usually the crash happened in March. We passed by March with flying colors, or October, November, and that's coming up. So until then, we have an opportunity to make a nice bit of money here using FIBO-TRADE. And what can I say? Like I said, I can't guarantee anything than what I'm saying here today. All I can see is you can see the trade, that we can see the stocks I just ran in, since May and June's. And you can see that they've topped off and they come down a little bit. They're correcting some. But at the most they're going to correct is maybe 10, 15, maybe up to 20%. I don't think they're going to get that far. But after that, I think they're going to rebound a little bit for the big crash. Now, guys, focus here. I know it's just a simple picture. I had to throw in a little bit of this. But like I said, usually it's in October or November that the crash effect. We might see a little profit taken here, but then the market's going to go up through August and September. And that's when you really can make some big money. But the whole thing, It may crash and it may not. I don't know. And I don't think the big guys know. And that's because of one thing. They have new trading techniques that are going to by there, and that's called robo-trading. That's the big guys use these massive computers. I mean, they're almost mainframe computers. And what they're trading is 5-10 cents on the share. Goes up 10 cents, they buy 1,000 shares. Goes down, they're shorting 1,000 trade. And these are like, they do this every, like all these stocks, they make 100,000, 200,000 a minute. It's amazing what these robo traders are doing. And that's the caveat here. We don't know the big guys, the money makers. Actually, they're market makers. But they don't know exactly how to handle these robo trades. Remember, everybody's flush with all this cash. They made a huge amount of money. I mean, we're talking about trillions of dollars. Of course, we'll never see that money, but it's squirreled away somewhere, and they have that money ready to make a play, up or down. They don't matter. You know what I mean? They're just ready to make a trade here. They have all this flush cash, and they need to trade. That's how they make money, is by trading. They don't make money on the crash. The only one who makes money on the crash are the market makers. They make the money on the crash, not the brokers, not the traders. Well, that's not to say that they don't make quite a bit of money on shorts, and which I expect to make the money. And if anybody with me on FIBO-TRADE expect to make money when that thing crashes, I'm all there. I'm shorting. I'm sitting up there, and FIBO's going to tell me to go ahead, short this stock, short that stock. You got Google. I love that Google. Look, we've made all them trades at Google. 100 points, 50 points, 70 points, down 60 points. I mean, Google made a lot of money for a lot of traders. Not me, unfortunately, but I'm going to be there. Believe me, I will be there. But all these large cap stocks, Google's only a $200-300 stock, if you're lucky. You know what I mean? It's not a $9,000-10,000 stock. And if Google's not a $1,000 stock, you could also say that the Priceline, Amazon, and a few of the other high-flying stocks. I mean, they don't really have a product. I mean, Amazon, you might say, is, or, you know, but they're not making a profit either. So you got all these billion, trillion dollar companies that's now, I don't believe they're worth it. A lot of analysts don't. It's just that they're caught up in momos. People are buying it and they're raising the prices, and the market makers are making a lot of money selling these stocks. So if these stocks are really worth $200 and they're now sitting close to $1,000, that's an $800 play that we can make. $800, and like I said, $100 is on one option is $100,000. So if you take the $800, that's $800,000 on one option play, just to play Google in this fall. And it doesn't fall straight down. It goes up and down, up and down. You're talking about talking about maybe $1,500 to track Google to the bottom. That's a pretty good money. And believe me, you're not buying one share. You're buying 10, 20, 40, 70. They say you can buy up to 100 shares. When you buy over 100 options, then the feds come on you and they call inside trading on you. So you keep it under 100, you make a lot of money. So that's what the story is. If the market goes up, it continues on this way, which it could. I'm not saying it's not. I'm not predicting the crash. You know, I expect it, but I'm not predicting a crash. I expect the market to keep on going, maybe for another year, maybe for two. Trump seems to be good for the market, and you can't discount his, you know, I don't know. He hasn't done nothing, but yet the market's responding. You can't fault something that's working. And the market right now is working, and I want to take advantage of it. If it keeps on going up, FIBO-TRADE will pick great stock. Goes down, FIBO-TRADE again will be in there for great stocks. It's a good time to be in the market. So, since it's a good time to be in the market, and I pretty much spilled my spiel, that's pretty much what I had to say. I don't know where the market's going to go. Nobody knows. I mean, everybody expected to crash. Every year somebody says it's going to crash, Over all the internet, you look on that. They stop predicting it's going to crash because they don't know. Is it going to crash? Yes. When? Nobody knows. But until then, you take advantage of the market. You expect it to crash. You watch your 401ks. If it starts to crash, like now, it looks like it's starting to correct. But I believe it's going to correct, then you still can make some money on your 401k. I don't believe it's going to crash at the moment, but don't take my word for it, okay? I don't know. It could crash tomorrow. It could crash in October. It can crash 5 years from now. Nobody knows when that time's going to be because there's so many new things, new trading patterns in this market, we just don't know. And I'll tell you one more thing, that the few crashes that it always has we'll call it some funny action going on. I pull it up in my programs all the time. Well, I haven't seen a lot of these funny actions. I haven't seen the indicators that represents a true crash coming. So for what I know, for what I'm going to tell you right now, we look safe. But that's all I can say. I don't know for sure. Nobody does. But at the moment, we look like we can still trade, make good money, making good trades. And then, like I said, when it does crash, baby, we're making a lot more money. We're really going to town then. So that's all I have to say, and I hope you appreciate that. Like I said, don't quote me. Don't say I'm some guru or know what I'm talking about. This is what I see in the market. The charting that I'm doing. That's all I can say. This is what I see and what I'm preparing or looking forward to. All right, have a good day. Again, go with me at FIBO-TRADE. Thanks and have a nice night.